I can't see anything. I don't know what's happening. I guess I'm live now. But I can't see any messages. Is anybody out there? Hope I didn't shut the chat off. Okay, it just finally popped up on my device, but I still don't. Wow. Guys, it takes so long. Okay, you're finally popping up. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, great. Now I'm going to have buffering. Voice, but I still don't. Hi, Amy. Wow. Guys, that takes so long. Yeah, what time is it? That took 10 minutes. Okay, you're finally popping up. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oops, got a volume on somewhere. Okay. Hi, Amy. Hey, Carmen. Thanks for coming. Amy, thanks for coming. How's everybody tonight? Okay, we got the right orientation. Can you hear me okay? I'm going to get that screen out of there. Okay, looks pretty good. Look good too. Hi, Kitty. Thanks for coming. Hey, I'm happy to hear you're out of your coloring slump. Yay. Thank you for those thumbs up. I'm actually doing pretty good after the shower and stuff. I feel pretty good. My mom said just don't sniff. He said it sounds horrible. So I will try my best not to. You know, sometimes you just do it unintentionally. As I was recommended, I do have hot tea, decaf hot tea, because, you know, it's midnight, with some honey, lemon, and a little secret ingredient for the asthma. Can you guys hear me all right? How is the sound? Picture looks pretty good. So, Kitty, I don't know if you were here when we were doing the afternoon tea. I don't know if you have the book or not, but you could still pick a page that you want us to color. Because I don't think you picked one. If you... Good. Thank you, Amy. So, I don't know if Carmen, if you and Kitty would like to put in a vote. If not, that's fine also. But I thought I'd give one more opportunity for the page to be picked that I'm going to color. And we'll color as a color along. I'm waiting for the picture to catch up to me. So this is picture number 1. And this is picture number 2. Picture number 1 is definitely more my style of coloring. Picture number 2 would definitely be a little bit easier. But so far, picture number 1 is winning. So if we want, I'll just let that go for a few minutes and see if we get any more. But that's a 2. And I wanted to show the other color along that's going on in the coloring channels. It's Amy Travels and Colors. She'll be doing the color along in Rita Berman's Europe. I just call it Europe because, I mean, that's basically what it says in another language. And Bellatini Arts, and also Kim's Creative Coloring. And I think possibly A View is a View is joining, using a Rita Berman book. Not the same book or same picture. So anyone else, you know, you're always welcome to do that. You never have to color the same page that we're coloring. We just wanted to give Rita Berman some some focus. So the picture, I don't have very much done in here. A couple pictures, these little doodaddies. I hear you. Okay. You choose one too, Kitty? Okay, I think that's definitely gonna give that one the win for sure. Oh, you do have the Europe book, Carmen? Well, join in on this color along. Hopefully you didn't do this picture. I don't have any other Rita Berman books but these three, the Europe, the Asia, and the Africa, because I don't like Zendoodly type art, but I do. These books have a little bit more open pictures. She may add a little Zendoodle in there, but nothing like her other ones. So this is the picture that we're doing for the color along. And I just started it yesterday, which having this much done for me is pretty good in a day, using pencils. Yay! Well, join us, Carmen. You have this picture done? I just started working on this tile today. I wasn't sure how I liked it, but I figured with the beige colors and stuff that the oranges and blues would be nice. I'm now looking at it. I wish I would have used more of a turquoise blue, but I'm going to use the gloss. I don't have glossy accents, but glossy effect or something. So I'm going to put that on there so it'll give it a shine like a real tile. So that's the picture we're working on. Like I said, anyone out there wants to join, Kitty, Coloring and Hobbies, if you have the book and want to join, we'll absolutely add you to the list, which that gives your channel recognition also, because we're all kind of plugging in the channels for it, trying to help each other out. But yeah, so these books aren't quite as doodly. Like there's nice little ones like this, little quickies you can do. I really like this picture. I'd like to do that one. And if you don't have any of her books, she gives nice paper tests on the back. I do use watercolor. That's why I was flipping through here to see if I've used watercolor in this book. I don't think so. But I know I've used watercolor in her Africa book. So that's the one for the color along. Oh, good. Well, join us, Carmen. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show is I finished up my pineapple from the Johanna Basford's color along. I got that done. Like Amy said, she's proud of me because I've gotten so much coloring done while I've been sick and not doing any housework. So, and it's been hard to color, but I am getting some done. So I finished the pineapple. In hindsight, I wish I would have done the carpet, the color of the outside of the pineapple. But I still like it. And like I've said, that's the thing I struggle with the most is choosing colors. Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate that. I try, and it takes me forever to color. Like as I'm coloring these little tiles, I'm thinking, why am I doing this with pencil? Anyone else would be using a watercolor marker or a fine liner or a gel pen. But nope, I'm sitting here with my pencils, layering and layering and layering. Because I just do that. Thank you very much, Carmen. I appreciate that very much. How is everybody feeling tonight? Everybody okay? Oh, I'm sorry. One sniffle. Thank you for the thumbs up, everyone. Thank you to anyone watching, not in chat. I really appreciate you being here. Can't thank you enough. Helping me out in my new journey. So I don't know. Any questions? I guess I'll start some coloring in the Teresa Goodrich. Oh, I do have one more thing to show. I was doing a little bit more on the Kirby Roseanne's Fragile World. Trying out some new things. I don't know if I've mentioned that I did buy, I thought I was buying Distress inks and got a fantastic price, but I was actually buying Distress oxides and I've been petrified to use them. You don't see people use Distress oxides, or if they do, they just call them inks. Hi, Jess. Hello. Hi, Sarah. I'm sure you're around too. How was your day? Did it go well? What did Kermit say? I'm a pencil gal. I hate mixing because I mess up the minute I try to mix the two. Me too, Carmen. And I get nervous still every time I do it, but I keep making myself try and try and try. I'm like, I bought the Neos. I bought 2 different sets of watercolor pencils. I bought the Inktense. So it's like I have to use these medias. I have to. You know, they're here. And especially like with the polychromos, how their watercolor pencils, you know, color match the polychromos. You know, how perfect is that? So you can, you know, lay down your base color and go back in and color coordinate. I am, Jess. Thank you. I was getting a little worried yesterday. The cold was starting to trigger the asthma, and I started doing breathing treatments every 6 hours. You know, drinking the hot tea, honey, lemon, trying to just really kick that out of there. The worst thing is I'm not sleeping, so I'm drained, which was kind of a bonus because I don't have any energy. I'm not nervous. It's like my body doesn't have any energy to be anxious, I suppose. So, thank you for asking. Did you two have a good day, Jess, you and Sarah? We didn't. Oh, you didn't go? Oh, no. I'm sorry. Are you still not feeling well? Oh, right. So if you've been watching, you know I started this in Fragile World, Kirby Roseanne's, and I was working with Neocolors for the background. And then I put some, from what I've been understanding, the difference between distress inks and distress oxides, like when you're doing card making and other projects and you're using the the distress inks do not cover the black lines. Now, I don't know if you can see it on here. These are the distress oxide, and it does lighten the line. And they said that's the difference, that the oxide will cover the black lines and that the inks will not. So what I wanted to do on this page was do a little bit, I didn't know if I could use water with the distress oxides. Because I know like when people use the distress inks, you know, they do that like splatter thing and break up the water. So this was my experiment, that I did the distress oxides, and I'm going in with Neocolors to do the shading, which actually is coming out beautiful. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera as pretty as it is. I did a little bit on here. I need to go back in. I was just testing to see if the oxide would bleed or what it would do. But the only thing that happened here is I tried to use my Lyra Rembrandts, and I had to use too much water to activate them, and they did bleed through. Yep, exactly, Sarah. That's the complete difference. And like, I don't have any inks, but when I was looking up what the difference was, that's all I could find. So I'm going to continue working on this, and I'm going to try to do this all just with watercolor. You know, using the Neos to keep deepening the flowers and add more depth to the leaves and so on. So, what did I miss? Bad one. Okay, Carmen. Oh, you had a migraine. Oh, no. That's always awful. Like I said, I've had a few myself. Thank goodness I've learned my warning signs and I take care of it instantly. So, okay, welcome back, Carmen. Hope the sound is better. Okay, so this is definitely the winner, kind of by a landslide. 8-4. So we will be working on this. I don't know if I want to do a vote for what I want to use. My two thoughts are Inktense and the Chromaflows or Prismacolors. I think I'll just go with Prismacolors. Oh, I see. Yeah, it sounds like you guys might get them a little bit worse than I do. When I get them, I have to stay in my room. I can't have sound. I can't have light. I can't stand because I get really dizzy. So I've learned as soon as I start to get that tingling, I'm very fortunate. I can take like 3 Motrin and lay down and I will be okay. Am I able to move the camera a little closer? I do believe I can. Yeah, it's really weird. Like when you turn the video on through the YouTube, it instantly backs you up some. I'm sure that's going to be too much, but I want to get a gauge. I'm going to wait and see if it catches up to me here. Although it might be okay if I'm coloring. So you guys can see where I'm coloring. I'm going to work down here so that I can kind of stay off. So we'll see if that's in frame good. Okay. How's that look, Sarah? Oh, hi, Cam. I didn't see you sneak in. Hello, thanks for coming. I announced the color along and mentioned your channel that you'll be joining. That's Kim's Creative Coloring. That's the other one that'll be joining the color along in the Europe book. So, you can watch all our channels, get the updates. You're very welcome. Gotta help each other out, right? Sarah, that's great. Thank you. Okay, perfect. All right. So, I guess I will start and do a little coloring. Did I miss? If I missed any comments, like say it again in caps or something so I can see it. As you know, I'm a rookie. Thanks again, everyone, for the likes. I really appreciate it. And I want you all to know, for any of you that do lives in the daytime and stuff, I always come and rewatch and give you a like. If you know me, you know I sleep during the day. So pretty much if your stream is before 7 o'clock p.m., I may be watching a little bit here and there. Yes, Jess. Kim is going to join us in the color along. It's like, I don't know if you've ever heard, I've heard this through my life, that when you have a cold, you're kind of like you're drunk. And I'll tell you what, this time with this cold, I feel that so much. I have been doing the stupidest things. I can't remember what I'm doing. I keep dropping everything. Like, I am so uncoordinated. Well, yesterday, my eyes were so watery. So. Oh, I should show you guys my progress, Jess and Sarah. I don't think you were here when I showed. That's how far I got on there. And I'm going to put the glossy effects, or that is not what I have. Gallery glass over the tiles, so it'll be shiny and look like tiles. But that's my progress so far. Which, as you know, that's pretty good for me. Okay. Any questions before I move on to coloring? Do you guys want me to tell pencils, or I'm going to use Prismacolors because that's what I have down here. So, thank you. That's that Prismacolor. They have a lemon yellow and a yellow chartreuse and a yellow green chartreuse. And I love using those for citrus fruits because they are like super bright. You don't need the cold to be forgetful and clumsy and drop everything, huh? Yeah, I've noticed my orientation, my, like, when I go to grab things and stuff is becoming off, so something's going on with my depth sight, which is kind of scary for my coloring future. Okay. Anybody want me to call off pencil colors, or am I just okay to color? Or should I just call them off just in case? I don't know if you want it more done as a color along or a buddy color or color along type format. I can read the pencils, it doesn't matter. I know what I'm looking for at this point. Ouch! Stabbed myself with the pencil. Just color, Kim says. Alrighty, Kim, I'm getting to it. Don't be so pushy. Just kidding. Okay. Let's get some reds. I'm going to start with these tomatoes. Tomato. What is it, guys? Tomato or tomato? Of course, it's spelled the same, isn't it? She's good, Amy. She's probably listening. Maybe. I don't know. No, I think she's listening. Oh my gosh. Excuse the sniff. It's one thing I'm definitely going to have to do is learn how to mute. But, I'm afraid to touch my phone once I put it in there because, once you touch it, my clip is like crazy. That's one of the hardest things about me getting started is because my clip is so tight that when I clip my phone and it pushes all my buttons back. Either way, huh? Okay. Alright. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to work on these tomatoes. This is, really a new experience for me to be under the camera and color. I kind of feel, although my coloring is not perfect, I feel like I try to perfect it, and how we play with pencils and papers and we like certain pencils on paper and this and that, so I haven't had that opportunity. And this Teresa Goodrich book it's a newer print, and the paper is a little bit different, so hopefully the Prismacolors will lay down nice. Thank you, Jess. I'm proud of me too. Thank you very much, Kim. You have a good night. I appreciate you coming in, saying hi. Glad you're joining us for the color along. Are you sleeping any better at night, Kitty? Are you been up at night all the time too now? I don't want to go too dark down here with this color because I want to put a little bit of a darker color in here. Get this edge a little bit darker over here. Anything you want me to talk about while I'm coloring? Like I said, I have not been doing anything. My house is an absolute pigsty. I was starving last night, and I just wanted to go to bed because I was so tired. Mike came home and crashed down on the couch. I could not wake him up. I'm like, oh, what am I? Oh, that's funny. I pulled out 3 pencils, and 2 of them are the same color. That's lovely, huh? I need a different one. Need something a little more orangey. Not quite that orange. What is this one? This is like the overflow pencils of my mom. Oh, good, kitty. Glad you're sleeping better. I've struggled with sleep my whole life. We were just talking about that last night. A memory when I was 21. Huh. Well, the funny thing about me turning 21 is that was legal drinking age, right? I quit drinking when I turned 21. I think I was... I did drink on my wedding, excuse me again. 28 by the time I had a legal drink, which I think is pretty funny. I used to laugh all the time. I've never had a legal drink. 21. Wow. Do you know how long ago that is? Like, is this a joke? You're just testing my memory? You can still color along, Carmen. We don't mind. The more the merrier. Of course, as channels, we want people to join us with the color along. That's the whole part of the channel color along, that each channel gets their followers involved, and it's a whole bunch of people in the coloring community doing the color along. I really can't remember anything particular like that. Oh, okay, I was definitely 21 when that happened. That's kind of impossible. I don't know. New question, next. Part of the reason I don't remember those times in my life, when I was married, I lived in a very traumatic relationship. So if anybody has been through trauma in their life, they know that the brain leaves out certain memories so that we're able to survive. It's a coping skill. So I'm sure that's a big part of... I was married way too young and just got caught up in a really big mess. So anyway, I survived, and I was strong, and I pursued, and I did great. So no regrets. I think I actually needed that relationship to make me who I was, as they say. Where was your best vacation? Probably California. We actually went to California to go on one... I was a roller coaster chaser in my day. And when I was in my 30s, I was very fortunate to be able financially to chase all the coasters I wanted to chase. So we flew to California, to Los Angeles, and we went on the Superman roller coaster, which I tell you what, as a roller coaster person, and I love coasters, I did not like that coaster. I did not like my face 2 feet away from the ground with one little bar in between me. And, not to mention, while we were on the ride, a kid actually climbed out of it. So I did not feel very safe that they were able to climb out. Anyway, moving on. And of course, my pencil sharpener is going to break my pencils. And we did like a whole trip. We went to the San Diego Zoo. We went to San Francisco and rode the train. We went to Chinatown, which was scary. I was actually a smoker at the time when we went to Chinatown, and I had my arm around my boyfriend with a cigarette in my hand, and somebody came by and snatched the cigarette right out of my hand. I couldn't even believe it. Oh, is that where I went? I couldn't remember the name of the place where the Superman was. Like I said, we went into the park, went on that one roller coaster, and that was it, and left. He went on it a couple of times, but I just went on the once. And then from there, we went to Vegas. Rode all the different roller coasters in Vegas. And one of the other reasons that makes that trip one of the best trips for me is, you guys are probably going to laugh, I'm a big Ozzy Osbourne fan, and he happened to be in Vegas when I was there. And and it was in a hotel, in a casino, so it was a small venue. We were actually able to get tickets, and I saw Ozzy, and I was about 10 feet away from him. To tell you how long ago this was, it was his daughter Kelly's 16th birthday. And what is she, 40 now? But, yeah, and I almost met him because he went on the coaster. We went to go ride the coaster in the New York casino, and they had the coaster closed. So we left and went to another casino. Well, the coaster was closed because they were getting ready to get Ozzy and his family on the coaster. So if I would have stood there, I would have actually been able to say hi to him. But I swear, he looked me in the eye in the concert. And of course I passed out because, you know, us women are stupid like that. Yes, he is, Carmen. He's not doing too well either. When he got inaugurated into the Hall of Fame, whatever it was there last year, he couldn't even stand. I felt so bad for him. He had some fall, and from his previous four-wheeler accident, he had lots of pins and needles, so then when he fell down the stairs, he dislodged everything, and he's just a mess. So, we have a little tomato, so you can see how long I sit here and just mess with these little things, and I'm still not happy with this tomato, so I'll be playing with it some more. I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh my god, stop coloring the tomato, but this is what I do. Like I said, I don't particularly, this paper is, it's a little weird. It's a little slick, and it's a little toothy. Oh, he'll never be able to tour. I had a dog named Ozzy too, Kim. Good job. Yeah, so, and I don't know if you ever have a chance to go to the San Diego Zoo. Holy cow, is that just a beautiful zoo. You know, it's like outdoors in the woods and in the mountains, and you know, you keep climbing up the mountain to go to the different displays, and I mean, we're known for our zoo here in Detroit, but the landscaping and stuff in the San Diego Zoo is just beautiful. We have mountains here in Michigan, but, you know, they're up in the UP. Most where I see is, like, you know, flat land around me, so. Thank you. It was a fun time. Excuse me again. It was really fun. But when I passed out in that concert, they pulled me out of there, you know, thinking I was drunk and high and this and that or whatever. And I was screaming at this guy. I'm like, I'm probably the only sober effing person in this place. Let me back in there, you know, because I came early to get, you know, stand by him and up on the platform, so I was even with him. Oh, boy. Oh, okay. That was your backyard. Wow. Very lucky. beautiful. Yeah, Carmen, I really don't think there is any way that he could manage another tour. Like I said, he couldn't even do a song at his uh, inauguration there. He had a really cool wheelchair, though. Of course, it was like his bat throne. He was singing along, and I'll tell you what, they got the worst people to sing his songs. They said that, people don't understand Ozzy's vocal. He's got a very unique vocal, and other people really can't hit his notes because it's unique. People who have gone to the concerts with me, just because I won't go alone, so it's like I always drag some male to come with me. And they will say, the man was born to sing. Yeah, it was beautiful. Just like we went up in the mountains and had a fresh hamburger. They had the cows right in the back, and the lady was saying that they just slaughtered the cow that morning or whatever. I don't know how true that was, but I'll tell you what, I felt like that was the first time I ever had a hamburger. And I hear people say, you can't get a good hamburger in California, and I think to myself, I had the best hamburger I have in my life in California. So, I don't know. I guess it's, we were in the mountains. We actually got stuck in there in the middle of the night, and some guy stopped us and said, don't fight these mountains at night. Find a place to stay. And we're like, how are we going to find a place to stay in the middle of the mountains? But there were hotels. He is a neat person. I find him hilarious. And a lot of the stuff that he did was promotional. I mean, it made him famous. He stayed a household name his entire career. That's a lot of people. Rock stars have a hard time doing that. He kind of went through a weird sort of disco phase, but his Blizzard of Oz and his blonde hair and feathery wings and yeah, so that's my story. And then, like I said, we went to Vegas for 9 days. In Vegas, 9 days. I never gambled a penny. Didn't have one drink. Just the oddball out there in Vegas. Exactly. Yes. Extremely excellent marketing. And that was Sharon. She was a fantastic musical manager. How she ended up with Ozzy was her father dumped him, and she knew better. She said, I could be a millionaire with that man. Cigarettes, he said. What's that funny smell? Cigarettes. Yeah, clove cigarettes. That's funny. Oh, boy. Okay, you're back on the phone. So, does that mean, Jess, you're Bella Art now and Sarah again? I need a co-pilot over here reading my chat. Where are you, Amy? Amy over there. Who's Ozzy Osbourne? Just kidding, Amy. She might have fell asleep on me. She had a long day today. Long day. Yes, I agree. You're very lucky. Oh, there you are. Are you coloring, Amy? You working on this page? Oh, you're not coloring, are you? Anyone coloring with me? Oh, I'm sure. Yep, by that age, they know. Oh, you too, Kitty. Yeah. Probably not. I'm surprised, though, because he is pretty well known. Um, the rock star that bit the head off the bat, I don't know, maybe that. He has quite a history. That's a funny story, if you ever hear the true story. People were throwing rubber bats up at him, so he thought it was just another rubber bat, but somebody had actually snuck in a real bat, threw it at him, so he was just as horrified as us, let me tell you, and he almost died. A super small miniature room. Oh, yes. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, I was trying to explain, well, thinking how I could explain this miniature thing I had that I lost in my marriage separation, actually. It was all like little antique-y things, little mini metal objects in a little like box frame. And oh my god, it was one of my pride possessions. And I couldn't. Oh wow, that's pretty small. Oh, you are coloring, Amy? Are you using Prismacolors? Are you coloring on this page? Maybe move this up a little bit more. It's so far away from me then. Yeah, that stuff you do is amazing and so tiny. Oh, nice, kitty. Glad you're coloring with us. Bad Girls Halloween Special by Coloring Haven. Carmen, you need to run over. There is a channel giving away her whole collection of Coloring Haven magazines. I'll have to look that up and tell you. She is de-stashing. So I've got some really harsh lines on these apples, which I will continue to work at. Smooth them out. Just trying to get some color down on the page while we're here. Do something. It's what it's all about, right? It's a coloring channel. Yeah, I will, I can't remember which channel at the top of my head. Yeah. Kitty's Coloring and Hobbies also has a YouTube channel, so if you'd like to subscribe. She also has a coloring channel. Support our fellow coloring channels, please. Valentini Art coloring channel, please subscribe. Amy Travels and Colors. We had Kim's Creative Colors. If there's anybody else in here who has a channel, feel free, and I will, I'll say it out loud too. But I think I got you all. Amy Travels and Colors, just in case I forgot you, Amy. You think they're tomatoes? Yes, they're tomatoes. What else would they be? Okay. If I can list them, yeah, I forgot. All right. So I know you got Amy. And then it's Kitty's Coloring and Hobbies. I called them apples? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. I totally meant tomatoes. They are definitely tomatoes. Thank you. Please correct me when I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot. And Kitty does beautiful mandalas. Very good color coordinations. I think that was the only other one. As you guys know, Kim's channel. Carmen doesn't have a channel. Yeah, so I think that's all. No, they're tomatoes, Amy. I just misspoke. I just misspoke. I'd like to be a smartass right now, but I'll be nice. I'd be nice. Nobody likes a smartass, right? But you know I'm sick. So. Yes, blame the cold. Uh-huh. Excellent. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, Kitty's been very supportive of my channel. And, oh, there's 3 more tomatoes in there. And Amy. So. Another channel that is new is J. Carey. I'm sorry, J. Carey. There might be a number. Is there a number in there, Amy? I should have wrote them down before I came on. I'm sorry. But I think Amy knows if there's a number on. I'm sure if you put in the J, I think it's a capital J, capital C, ARRIE. Okay. There you go. I'll try to get these tomatoes done. Oh, so you're doing the tomatoes too, Amy? Are you using Prismacolors? She might be watching. There's quite a few watching. I know she has watched before and she's commented on videos, so. She gave us a shout out in a post. You know, much appreciated. Thank you so much. We all do such different things that, you know, why not let everybody explore and see what they like to watch. Oh, how are they working on this paper? I was kind of thinking a firmer pencil might be better. Because it is pretty. It's a lot toothier than her other books, don't you think? I actually have. Right. I am going to have to take one moment and go blow my nose so I don't keep sniffing. Or I'm going to be running. I don't want to touch my camera to mute. I'm sorry. So I'll just walk away for a minute. Hopefully you won't be able to hear me. Okay, thank you. Sorry about the interruption. I don't think I've actually kicked the camera today either. That's surprising. Oh, welcome back. I left too. Thanks, Jess. I appreciate that, supporting the other channels. And I'm sure she does too. Alrighty. So it's Friday night. Anybody got any big Saturday night plans? I think in the future that I will zoom up the camera a little bit so that I can get the picture closer to me, because I color a little bit closer. I'm kind of far away, so I think that's another reason that I'm not getting the blend I want over here. I think I've burnished out that paper now, so oh. Nope, definitely not apples. That's funny. Yes, me too, Jess. You know, like I said the last time that I was involved in color tube, it was and I mean I didn't have a channel. And it was just kind of, I don't even understand what happened, to be honest. But I hope that doesn't happen again. Well, it's not going to happen to me. I'll just stay out of it, do my thing. I don't care if it's just me and Amy and who's here right now, you know? I'm not doing this for any other reason than to, well, there's one big reason, but I actually was not planning on starting a YouTube channel at all yet. I was planning on starting one once in my life, but not now. And I feel I kind of am worried that I started it now, so at the time when I was gonna start it, when that happens, I don't know if I'll be able to continue, but we'll see. I was gonna use it for a coping skill, so let's hope it still works. What did you miss? Oh, the drama. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm sure it still goes on, but I think people just kind of ignore it now and just do what they want to do and not get caught up in it. You know, social media has exploded over the last 10 years, so you know if you're out here, you're gonna get ridiculed. I mean, that's I don't know why, but I guess people feel better when they tell you what you're doing wrong. But if I can help anybody along the way, I'm certainly gonna help. I had a couple of people tell me that I shouldn't have mentioned like my camera episodes and my trouble that I was having setting up and this and that. You know what though? Just like with coloring, and we make mistakes and we fix it, and us fixing our mistake helps somebody else to fix a mistake. So me going through that online, live, you know, may have helped somebody else figure out how to get on live and orientate their cameras. And you know, it wasn't just turn it on and everything was right, as you saw. Even when I thought I had it right, I was still having issues. Thanks, Jess. Yep, I'm awake. And a lot of times, like, I'll eat dinner like at 4 or 5 a.m. and then I'll sit down to color a little bit after I eat. Well, I don't know how to be perfect either, that's for sure. I wish. Well, not really. I think that would be too high of a standard to hold up to. Who wants to be perfect? Then you always have to be perfect. Finger sandwiches, finger sandwiches. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I mentioned, I put a little something in my tea. Well, my mom suggested it. I put a little, not even a shot, it was probably a half a shot of peach brandy. So if I get a little silly, I won't get loopy, I'll get relaxed. Who in here is perfect? Raise your hand. Haha, I can't see any of you because nobody, none of you are. Oh, I can raise my hand though. I am not perfect. Not perfect. Not. Alrighty. So what do you think? You think I got 100 layers on here? This I wanted to address too, because I know like a lot of people comment about papers and this and that. And the reason that I consider myself a paper snob is because I enjoy, and I know I've mentioned this before, the creaminess of the feel of the pencil on the paper, and I cannot get that from Amazon paper. It's not enjoyable to me. I try to use markers and stuff, and you know, I like the results that I get using markers, but it's not an enjoyable process. But obviously I bought a couple books, the frog books and stuff, so I will be using markers on those. So in the future, if anybody wants, I mean, I am not proficient in markers whatsoever. Worse than the watercolor stuff, because I just started using them a couple months ago. But I think I get some pretty good results out of them, and I just play with them. Exactly. Well, if I gave you all some Mike, it's Mike's, so he'd be, but, you know, you can all have a sip. We can pass the bottle around. Yeah, just, that's the markers I do, that's what I have, R.J. Hampton's A Frog's Tale, and A Frog's Tale with Mr. Fogarty, and then the Around the World with Mr. Fogarty, and that's how I work in those books. I base them with markers and then color with pencils. I actually blend with the markers too sometimes, so sometimes it's not even a base. I have one page. I knew there was a reason I wanted to bring that book down here. I have one page that I have used all markers on, and I actually blended the markers, and I've had everybody I show it to cannot believe it's markers. They're like, I thought that was pencil. So in the markers that I used were just the Cali Art, the old, before they have the brush tip. So, oh. Well, that's good, Carmen. Yeah, I'm kind of a wimp, too. But it seems to be working, like it's really relaxed my pipes. I've been coughing all day, so... And my mom used to give it to me when I was a little baby. You know, the hot tea. Not when I was a little baby, but 10, 11, 12, when I first started having asthma. The hot tea, honey, lemon, and brandy. For some reason, it relaxes the bronchial tubes. So... Yes, like a campfire. Pass it around. The frogs books. They are super cute. And I showed you the one, and yeah, like I said, I got the hardcover because the paper, his regular books, you do get a double image, and it's actually a little bit different. He actually changes the image a little bit and puts a black background on it. But it's not worth it to me, and I don't particularly like coloring the same page more than once. So, but yeah, they're super cute. I don't know, you know, coloring and talking, my brain is being split. I'm gonna look at this later and be like, what did I do? But, moving along. Did I stop talking about something? Hot toddy, yes, that's what it's called. That's it. You need everything. You know, if all my stuff was in one place, I would probably be like that too. But my stuff is spread out in 3 different places, and the markers I just kind of adopted as my mom quit using them, so they're all upstairs, and she doesn't have them in something that's portable, which is kind of stinky. Hi, Jay Carey. Thanks for coming. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Thank you. I hope you are well tonight. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes. Yep, there she is. I gave you, this is the other one, Jess and Sarah with the channel. So it is just, Jay Carey. We're coloring tonight. We got our picture picked. I can't remember if you put in a vote on the Teresa Goodrich afternoon tea, but picture number 1 was voted. So I'm doing a little coloring on it here tonight with Prismacolor pencils. Getting a neck ache. I'll have to figure out the zoomies so I can really zoom it in better too, so you can see better, and then I can get up closer to the picture also. Although I don't know if you'd be able to see if I zoom it being right-handed. We tried a couple of different angles, but my only other thing is if I can get my camera to my left. But I'm at a desk, so I only have so much room to work with. Oh, she does have this book. Well, get out and get coloring. Just kidding. But yes, please color along with us. I will try to color most of it on the Friday Night Lives or videos, I guess, if that's majority rules. Thank you. Well, how are you doing, though, Jay Carey? You're saying you're hoping everybody else is good. We hope you are good. How are you this evening? All right. I do enjoy playing with the water mediums a little bit. That was kind of my mission this year, to work with the ink tints a lot more. Like I said, I completed my set this year in November, well, in 24. So I do have the complete set of ink tints now, except for one color, because when I filled in my colors, there's a violet and a deep violet, and my mom just got the violet, which I already had. So, but I wasn't going to say anything to her. She'd get all upset. Good. Glad you're good. Glad to hear it. So who's all coloring along? Or who is planning to color along? We'll kind of get a gauge of who we're doing this with. Who's gonna join? See how many we got. Looking for my grass green. It's peacock green. It might work. A peacock. Yeah. It's a little bit of a bluey green, but I also have that chartreuse down there, so it'll change it to a bit of a brighter green. Yeah, I was worried about the coloring tonight, too, because I've been doing breathing treatments and stuff, and God, a couple of them made me super shaky, but it doesn't seem like I got too shaky from this one, so. Yes, you can. I think it was Jersey Arts, something like that. Look it up on the internet. Extension set of Inktense, and it'll pop up. And they do sell them. I have heard people say that if you can get them individually, that it's cheaper. But, I mean, it was 28 pencils for like $50, and I know where I buy them, they're not that cheap individually, so it might be Jerry Arts. I'm not positive. Like I said, just look it up, extension set for the Inktense, and it'll pop up. That's how we found it. And they packaged them nice. They came in the mail. They were all bubble wrapped very nice. They didn't have any breakage. It was only one place that popped up that they had them, so. And then my sister-in-law works at Dick Blick, so she got the other ones that I was missing from the 72 set. You're welcome. Yeah, I was thinking Jerry Arts, but then I'm like, I don't know. It was something different, I believe. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. I wasn't sure I was going to make it, so I appreciate that I'm here tonight. I was getting worried there. I wasn't getting any better, and then at night I'm just awful. When I lay down, everything stuffs up. Coughing and coughing. The cough seems to be settling down, thank goodness, so. My mom was an RN, so, you know, Mother Nurse knows best. And I do believe that I got this from her because she was in the hospital 2 different times. And the second time that she went in, they sent her home. And when she came home, she had a very bad progressive cough and a runny nose. So, and when the nurse was coming, you know, she said, "Oh, you didn't have this yesterday," you know, and she's like, "No, and I'm not happy. I caught this at the hospital." But, you know, she's 83 years old and she does not remember that. That was just 2 weeks ago, so that's the fun. But that's okay. Doesn't matter. Mike's been sick for a really long time too, so I don't know who I got it from. I know it's one of them because I haven't gone anywhere since my birthday, and that's been a few months. Yeah, you know, I like my Albert Durer. I don't know how. I see people use them like dry and blend with them. I don't know. I don't feel that I would enjoy that at all. I don't feel like they give off a lot of pigment, but then I was kind of thinking, you know how sometimes I don't use them a lot, and how sometimes the pencils come with a film. Like, I didn't know this about the Neo 2s, and I was not getting where everybody was like, "Oh, they're so opaque, and they're so this, and they're so good." Well, I never sharpened mine, so I had that waxy coat on them, so what? Sharpen or wipe them off. You're supposed to wipe them off with a paper towel when you get them, and it even says that in the container. Well, I never did that. So once I did that, I was like, wow, this is a whole new world. I don't know if you were here when I talked about the Lyras in the Kirby Roseanne's book. Just the... Oh, do I want to sell them? Ugh. I don't know. Let me think about that. I do like them, and, you know, my main concern why I want to learn watercolor supplies is I'm losing the feelings in my hands, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to hold the pencils and grip the pencils. So I want to learn the watercolor supplies so that I, you know, don't, like you say, the pencils hurt your hands. So I'm thinking that the watercolor supplies will
be better for me as my hands get worse, if they get worse. I hope they don't. But, the doctors, actually, the doctors for my hands are the ones that recommended the coloring. They said for the occupational therapy, because I have arthritis pretty bad in the knuckle area. And thank you. I appreciate that. And that is returned. I think, like I said with the Pablos, I think that's probably my biggest problem. Well, I don't like that shape. The Albert doors have that, I don't know what that's called. The the crooked sides like a pencil, like these things. That kind of, the hold all the time, that's kind of, it hurts. I don't use fine liners in my coloring books. My mom did. I have thousands of them in the house, so I use them as pens. They write very well. They don't seem to ever dry up. And my mom has backups and backups and backups and backups. I probably will someday in my life be having a coloring, like a art supply sale with all the things I have. I showed Amy I was in the storage room the one day just cleaning out stuff, trying to organize because she has tape here and tape there and tape there. So I used all her storage boxes, emptied out a few, and all the tape in one, and put a sticker on the side. All the batteries in one, all the rubber bands, all the erasers. Trying to organize it. And I came across this big box that is just filled with backup alcohol markers, 4-packs of the colors. So there was probably 100 markers in that box, and that was just backups. And that's the Arteza Everblend alcohol markers. Yeah, they do hurt. They rub, and I'm sure we probably all get the same thing because we're coloring, but you get those calluses on your fingers like we used to get when we were in school from writing all the time. That shape is really bad. But yeah, I'll play with them a little bit more, get a grasp of how I'm really feeling. Since I have these red colors out, I thought I would just jump over to these cherries, by the way. So they are cherries, aren't they, guys? And always correct me with my speech too, because that is like actually one of my symptoms of MS, that I will swear that I'm saying cherry, but I'm actually like saying apple. One of the things that made me realize that something was going on and led me to the doctor before the actual physical symptoms was I started to forget how to, like, I could look at an apple, like I could think the word apple, describe an apple. I'd be, it's a red fruit. Eat it once a day and it'll keep the doctor, but could not for the life of me think it's apple. So I kind of worry because another thing is like lack of filter, which through my life I've always had a pretty good filter. Being in the field that I was in, doing therapy, not having a filter was pretty scary. And I think I actually said something that really hurt one of the boys. I was one of the only therapists at our office that worked with kids. And he was asking about his diagnosis, and I definitely went about telling him it the wrong way. And on that day, I asked for a leave of absence because I did not go in that field to hurt people. Yeah, we talked about that, Carmen. You don't remember? You told me the story. That's awful, but yep, it's kind of how it happens. All in one day. Bam. Yeah, the day I actually got diagnosed, I was out to lunch with a friend. My whole left side of my body went numb. I didn't say anything to her, and she left. And I called my brother to take me to urgent care. We went to urgent care. They did a CAT scan. they called an ambulance to take me to the hospital to do the MRI. And within 2 days, I had the diagnosis because I had so many lesions. So I was always very clumsy, and apparently that was the symptoms. And I had started stuttering, like the left side of my tongue went numb, which has now gone away. Yeah, and I have relapse remitting, Carmen, with slow progression. So I'm kind of fortunate that, like, I might have a symptom. A lot of times it's like 24 hours and then it goes away. Some things stay, some things progress. But like I said, it's slow progression. I mean, I feel extremely fortunate that I'm 56 years old and still walking. I never thought I would be. Now I have some other health issues that are complicating the walking. But and that's scary to me because they both require surgery, and the one is a major, major back surgery. All they cervical laminectomy, and I'm petrified of that. And you'll end up paralyzed if you don't get it. 60% you end up paralyzed if you do get it. It's just a scary decision, and I can't do it with my mom because there's nobody else to take care of her. I mean, my older brother works full time still, and he has a wife and a house, and he has a very physical job. And her hours, like my sister-in-law said, well, he could come over and feed your mom, and I said, he's sound asleep when my mom eats. I'm sure she would change her schedule for him, but he would have to live here. Nobody really understands how hands-on she is. That's the problem. So, as people say, well, she cooks for you every once in a while, doesn't she? No, are you kidding me? She used to. When I worked, I'd come home and she'd have dinner ready for me. Yes, I figured that when you said his condition, that he was definitely progressive. Yeah, and they just recently made the slow progressive diagnosis. You think so? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just whining, but I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a big talker unless you give me a subject. Then I can chat. But I'm not a good... I guess that's why I was a good therapist. I was quiet. I listened. And I tell everybody that. If you see a therapist and they talk more than you do, they're not a good therapist. And that is not an opinion. That is a fact. Ugh. So how are we all doing? Everybody holding up okay? I hope so. Yeah, it is my life. Okay. I think we got one more strawberry over here, huh? Amy, your coloring is rubbing off on me. Do you see what I'm doing? Yeah, that's horrible, Carmen. I'm very sorry. It's scary for sure. I mean, mine could slip into progressive at any time. And that's when I make comments about, why is this happening? What is it? Mike just looks at me and says, you know why. It's like, well, can you act like I don't? But, it is what it is. Like I said, I do feel fortunate that I'm doing as well as I am. So, probably my biggest letdown in life is working so hard to get my career going and then having to leave it right when I was soaring. But guess that's what was meant to be. My mom needed me. That's the way I look at it. And I'm so glad that I was here and able to help her. I really complain about it now because it's really a struggle, but she knows, and I don't think she takes it personal because I tell her, I'm sorry, it hurts and I'm tired, so I whine. She's pretty good at blocking it out, so she doesn't take a lot of stuff personal. Yeah, it's hard. Yes, Amy, that's it. You got it. And you win the prize. I don't know what the prize is. The prize is you get to ask the next question. There we go. That's the prize. Ooh. Yeah, Carmen, you and your hubby are always in my prayers, too. I know your health isn't the greatest either. It's probably why we all reach out to this community and the coloring is because we all do have something. You know, we all do have issues, whether it be mental, physical, or both. And we can relate to each other on that level. So, makes the community stronger. Didn't bring a swatch sheet. Oh, Mike is home, guys. So, I'm going to call it a night. Didn't even hear the garage today. Pebbles didn't run out to meet him. But, sorry, Amy, you'll get your question next time. Oh, I didn't say you were whining. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not whining. Okay, gotcha. Yes, always. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. Again, subscribe to those other channels. Keep the community rolling. And we'll get back to afternoon tea. See you next Friday, midnight, Eastern time. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night.